Okay, so the journal has decided to consider your article. The journal has decided to send it to peer reviewers, and it has already moved it to peer reviewers. Before that, maybe you may have had to make some minor changes, like removing the name of the sender from the manuscript file, or making some other modifications to the manuscript, or maybe add some files that were missing, and that is called a technical modification, in which before sending the manuscript to peer reviewers, the editor asks you to make some modifications to the files. So after that, now the article is in the peer review. When you log into the journal website, you can see that the article is being assessed by peer reviewers. So what you should do in this period, like wait with patience. That is the most important thing. Many authors, what they do is they keep on emailing the editor, when will be my review report ready, when can I have a discussion, sorry, when can I have a decision, things like that, very frequently. So but it's better to avoid that. If you want, like it is already mentioned in the journal website, how long does an article, the journal takes to peer review an article. And also, as I mentioned in the previous video, we can get an idea by having a look at the timelines mentioned in the articles that the journal recently published. When was the article submitted, when was the decision taken, and from that you can get a rough idea. So depend on that. Don't keep bombarding the editor with queries about the time taken and all, because that may create a bad impression about you. And also, once you get the reviewers reports, you have to respond to that. Usually, like it varies between journals. There are two kinds of revisions. One is called a minor revision, the other one is a major revision. We will discuss in a future video how to respond to the reviewers and all. But usually the time that you get is for minor revision maybe 10 days or 2 weeks. For major revision maybe 1 month or 6 weeks, and things like that. So try to submit that in time. It is not that you forget about the article, the journal and the editor forget is about the article. Then after about 6 months or 1 year, when you see that there is an option for a promotion, then you remember the submission, then you send the revision. No, like that kind of thing should not happen. So you should send it back within the time that the journal has asked you for. If you have some honest reason, you can ask the journal. You can send an email to the editor saying that please extend the date by 10 days or 2 weeks, things like that. They will usually oblige. But otherwise, you should not unnecessarily sit on your article. At the same time, you should not be replying too fast. Even I have seen that happening. I asked some of the others, no, like the language is very bad, or some of the peer reviewers said that you have to get a good language editing and all. And within 45 minutes, 1 hour, the author sends back the updated draft. So again, you feel that this person is not serious about whatever suggestions you have to give to improve this particular manuscript. So that should not happen. You should take sufficient time, but not inappropriately long time. And when you are submitting your revised draft, many people miss to mention include this. You have to have a separate file. It is called reviewer file in many journals. So in a separate file, you have to list what all comments various authors, various reviewers gave, and what are your responses to those comments that you have to give in a tabular format. And also whatever changes you made in the manuscript in the updated version, there you highlight that using the highlight option in Word, so that it is easier for the reviewers. So all this will make the entire experience smooth for the reviewers, for you, and the journal and the editor. Now again, in the reviewer file also, like where you are mentioning your response to the reviewers, even there people try to break the, not try, inadvertently they break the anonymity. Below, after every comment, they write thanking you, and then they write their name and affiliation and all. So you should not break the anonymity even in the comments to reviewers file. And now, suppose you got the news from the reviewers and the editor that they are not interested in your article for certain reasons. I have had some experiences in which the authors react in a bit irritated manner. No, you should not do that, because you may want to get this published elsewhere. The journals and editors may have some kind of link between each other, so they may know that this is the way you respond to peer reviews. Even worse than that, especially if in your field there aren't many good journals, so maybe in the future you may have to approach the same journal with another a better manuscript. But if like you have reacted like this in the past, then the journal may be a bit like reluctant to consider your article further. So like relax, whatever stress management techniques you know, you follow that, you try another journal later. Or maybe if there are some serious flaws point out, if you want to put it in your drawer forever, you can do that also. But reacting in an irritated manner to the journal is not a good step. So congratulations, your article has been accepted after it was assessed by the editor and the reviewers. So what to do next? The job is not over yet. You have so many other things also to do. Like after maybe some weeks, maybe 1 month, you will get the PDF proof from the publisher. You have to read that very carefully. Many a time people make a mistake in this stage and later they regret. At least have a close look at your own name and also the names of your co-authors, because if there is a spelling mistake there, no, especially for promotion purpose and PhD purpose and all, even the people who assess your published paper may say that this is somebody else. So at least that part you get right. And also the entire manuscript from the beginning to the end you read thoroughly, you give it to your co-authors also to ensure that there aren't any major mistakes. You have to ensure that especially this designing is done by somebody in the journal who does not know much about your topic. So the headings, the heading 1, heading 2, the subheadings, the level, the different formatting design given to each level of each of your headings, that is appropriate. If there is any mistake, you request the journal to get it corrected before the article is published online or printed in a hard copy. And also another area where people make mistakes, because again the designers may not be very well versed with the kind of data that you have. So in the tables and all the kind of indentation, for example, here they have the occupation, then there is a space here, housewife, then the type of marriage, there's a space here, right? So that kind of indentation in tables and all, if they are not proper, the readers will be confused about what exactly is this data trying to convey. So you ensure that all these kind of minor points are also correctly given in the PDF draft. Great. So your article got published too. It is there in the website. It is there in the printed issue and all. Again, still the work is not over. We have some more things to do even this stage also. Yeah, be happy. Announce it to the world that your article has been published. Even if that is an important study, even have a press release by your institution or contact to any of your friends in the media, and even the journal and the editor will appreciate that, because even they want they don't want the article to end in their pages. No, they want and you want the article, its message to have some impact on the society, on the fellow researchers, on the general population and all. So if it is appropriate, you inform the media and let them share the information in appropriate language to the general public. For example, this is one news report that came in the Times of India newspaper in 2018 about one case report that we published in our journal. So like that you can also do. Another thing you can do in this stage is when the final PDF is with you, if the journal allows, you can deposit that draft in various websites and article repositories and all. Because if you do that, more people, more researchers from your area will get to see your article. You will get more citations that will help you, your H index, and even the journal also will appreciate that, because that the impact factor we discussed in the previous video, that depends on how many citations the articles get. So try to do that. But again, you have to do some research before doing that, because not all journals may allow you to deposit that article PDF in repository. So this is one website that you can use to find out whether your particular journal or publisher allows you to deposit the PDF in various repositories. So it is called Sherpa Romeo. The link is here, and it's also the clickable version of the link is there in the description section of this video. So there you can search by the journal title or even the publisher name, and then you will get. I will show you it here. So I am doing a search for clinical ophthalmology journal. So when you click the search button, you can see that in that page they have given the link to the journal website, the publisher, the link to the DOAJ listing, whether the journal asks for other processing fee, and then the information that you require, whether the publisher and the journal allows you to put in the repositories. what about the published version, what about the accepted version, what about the submitted version. For each of them they have their own guidelines, and they have some icons and all. I will not go into the details of that. They have YouTube video, the link is here and also in the description section. So if you want what exactly those icons mean, you can watch this particular video. These are some important websites in which you can upload your articles: ResearchGate, Academia, Figshare, and all. So many people visit these sites. So when they search those websites for articles on your topic, they may chance upon your article, and there is a high chance that they will eventually cite your article. So consider uploading to websites like this. And also, I know that you are going to do that even without me saying. Still, put the link, put the information, put the happy news in all the social media profiles that you have. Let your friends, let your colleagues, let your fellow researchers know about your study. And also get links to the published version of the the online version of the article in as many websites as possible, your own personal blog, your institution's website, and all like this. So that way what you can do is that will help it get a better search engine optimization. When somebody searches in Google for the topic in which you have done your study, Google will give a lot of result. But suppose your particular article has loads of backlinks from various websites, then your study will be placed at the top. More people will get to see your article. So to ensure that, try to get in Wikipedia, if there is an appropriate article, you can add it yourself or ask someone to add it. Don't spam Wikipedia, but in appropriate pages like that. As many websites as possible, you try to get links so that the readers of those websites benefit, and also in the Google and other search engines also your article gets placed in a manner. And also after publication within the next 3-4 months, some fellow researcher may see your article published, and they may feel that there are some flaws, there are some mistakes in that particular article. So they may write a letter to the editor. So then the editor, if he or she feels that there is some merit in that letter, they may forward it to you. So be ready, especially there may be some people who don't check their emails very frequently and all. But after your article is published, at least once a week for some months you keep checking, because if a letter has been submitted, the journal will go ahead and publish that. But if you give your reply, your responses to whatever objections, whatever criticisms the author of the letter has raised, then the journal will publish your response also. That will augur well for you in the future, because otherwise the future readers will see only that letter, not your response. So be on the watch out for letters. If there are any letters in a respectful manner, try to explain what are your points, how the author of the letter is wrong, etc., etc. Again, after your article is published, many journals may consider that now you should do peer review for them, and that is fair, because it is not that you make use of the journal's facilities but you don't help them. It should be a give and take policy. So be ready to get some peer review invitations from the journal, and help them assess the future summary, especially studies in your area. The editor will remember you, okay, this particular person has published in my journal on this topic. So in the future, when the editor gets a submission on a similar topic, they may send it to you for review. So don't say that no, I will not review, because again in the future if you go there, the editor may remember this is the person who comes here only to publish, not to review. So that may not help you a lot. So again, many of you may feel that I am not very good in peer review, I don't know how to do peer review and all. That is a valid doubt. We will have soon another video about some of the basics of peer review and all. But there are lots of free online courses that you can go through, if you want to have some basic idea about how to go about peer review. There are courses from Cochrane, Nature, Publons, and all. Again, the links are here in the description section of this particular video in the YouTube. So that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. If you have any other suggestions or comments to make about this particular video, about the points I raised, if you have any other points to suggest, etc., etc., please put them in the comment section. Thank you.